Hello and welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Good
It's
morning.
another Saturday LiveCast. And we have Sandy today and Vicky joining me. Excellent.
Ready to fill in Appalachian for Mags. Mags is actually
Yes.
doing a bluegrass world tour right now and could not make
Oh,
it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
is that where she is?
Well,
Oh,
sure.
yeah, with
the
Betsy.
bluegrass world.
With Betsy.
With
She wrote to
Betsy.
me this morning and she said hi. She told me
Oh,
to say
nice.
hi. Yeah.
I
She's
wonder,
coming
was
back
she playing?
next week.
Yeah. Oh, good. Excellent. Okay. Is she playing flute for the? Was she playing flute for the opening ceremonies
Oh,
with
Yeah,
Betsy?
yes. That was after the Vatican. She was with
After the
Pope
Vatican,
Francis.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
She flew to Paris to
And
play.
before that was Carnegie Hall. So yeah,
Carnegie
she's
Hall,
doing her
yes.
world tour. Yeah.
She's
2
doing a
weeks
world
ago.
tour as well. Yeah. Great stuff.
She came to
Wow.
Chile.
She came to, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we had dinner, had a blast.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Well, we have 18 people have joined us right now, and hopefully, and more will join us throughout the hour. And hello to everyone who's watching this after the fact. We may be missing some viewers because they're watching the Paris Olympics that just started yesterday. Did either of you guys catch the opening ceremonies?
I did.
I will.
So,
I want to see Celine.
yeah. Kind
Yeah.
of interesting. I guess French Canadian still counts as Paris and France.
Oh, yeah.
I meant to ask you that, Greg. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I thought they would have had a more French, somebody
But she
born in
sang
France.
a very French song by
She
a very
did.
famous one by Edith Piaf, and she
I
did an
know.
amazing job.
I love that they include Edith's song. It's not Paris to me unless you include that song.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Yeah, so quite enjoyed it. I was actually out for dinner. We went to a murder mystery dinner theater with my siblings.
Oh, that's good.
How fun!
Yeah, so that was really nice. So that was cool.
So what about everybody else? Did everybody else catch it? I know down south here in the States, it's back to school weekend. So a lot are doing their last minute.
What are you doing going to school in July?
They're starting to get back to school. It's always like my school system always started on Thursday. I don't understand. I guess they wanted a quick weekend coming up.
Yeah.
But it's back to school shopping day around here. So we try to avoid it. Now that my kid's in college, we try to avoid the stores.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
A lot of people look like they missed the Olympics.
Yeah. Amanda was our first one to arrive this morning at an early 9:15. So she's been hanging around for 45 minutes in Melbourne. How you doing? And now Amanda's taking part in the WikiTree challenge this week for Jill.
Oh.
And I'm wondering how you doing, Amanda. Have you found lots of stuff there? Hope so. And then we have Judy Stutz and John Tyner.
Hi, John.
Yeah, Azure's here. Azure's always here and helping us out. In the back. Great stuff. Patricia Jackson, Kentucky. Klaus Jansen is here. Kathy Bauer, Victor Rose, good time zone, everyone. Ozzy M, Choo Choo Slow Train. I wonder what that means.
that's the tortoises. That's our
tortoises.
Yeah,
of course. They're connected to them.
Which, by the way, somebody DM'd me about 5 minutes to midnight and said, "Why are you not starting the Midnight Madness hangout?" And I go, "Wait, what? I thought that it was a Thon weekend again, because next month there's 2 weeks, two weekends." So I got a little nervous there.
Oh no! Oh, that's funny. Wow. Well, Azure's put so many of the like she's planned so far in advance that maybe people will be mistaken for that. Hillary's here from Wales. Susie Carda from Minnesota. Let's see who else have I missed? Gail Martin from Central Indiana. Chris Berriolo. How you doing, Chris? Christine Daniels.
Great.
The Canadian. Sue Creerer at Mike P. Florian from Germany. How you doing, Florian? Murray Maloney from just down the road in Ontario.
We got the apps group here.
Who do we have?
With Murray and you, and we got the apps project.
The apps team. Yeah, that's right. And John, did I say hi to John already from Ireland? I must have.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he might be Welsh today. We're not sure.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's all over the globe, doesn't he? He's amazing. Oh, that's great. It's our midnight madness. This.
Yeah.
Yeah, the morning madness.
Oh yeah, the Wiki Games. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about the Wiki Games in a bit too. So
I think we're going to end up participating in some
yes, I will be
games
doing
today,
some.
right, Vicki?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Greg has a
Yes.
surprise for us.
Yes, I've made Sandy and Vicki a little afraid of what's going to come on, but that's okay.
I need that.
Yeah, that's
It's cold in here.
yeah. Vicki had to move to the
Then we'll
coldest
let
room
them.
in her house.
Yeah.
Sandy, do we have some questions of the week?
We do. We sure do. So a question of the week, and I want to mention a couple of things with this, but the question of the week is, do you have any Jewish roots? Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger as well. What was interesting about this is that Elaine, who is a project leader of Jewish Roots, also had a Discord research party this week for Jewish Roots, and she was slam busy with it. And she's really, really busy. So it's really cool. If you have Discord, I believe it's a new channel called Research Party. So you can go in there and look at the questions and answers. It was fascinating. And I think this is something that WikiTree is trying out. And I believe David Randall is going to be doing the Global Project Research Party coming up soon as well. So let's talk about the question of the week. Do you have Jewish roots? And let me ask Greg and Vicki, do you?
I have none. In neither my biological or adoptive family have I.
Any.
No Jewish. I have none.
I noticed on Facebook a lot of people mentioned that DNA was helpful to find it, but keep in mind that they're talking about ethnicity,
right?
And ethnicity doesn't always come true. It's not something proven really through a DNA test, and I thought that was kind of really important. Really research, look at your sources, and I bring that up because if one DNA test of mine has 0 and then another has 5%. So you never know. You never know. So research. A few answers that were very interesting as well, and they're talking about research on G2G, and I've taken several DNA tests in order to primarily learn about my maternal roots, and they show 3% Ashkenazi Jewish from my maternal line. And then I thought Warner was very, very interesting and very forthcoming with this. My dad never knew his biological father. So the only thing his mother told him is that he was in the U.S. Air Force. When we got the results back, we found out he was Jewish. So that was very forthcoming. Thank you, Warner, for sharing something so personal as well. And we've got some that say little bits, for 4%, and somebody as well that says I have no known Jewish ancestors. And then somebody says I cannot confirm, but I suspect. So this is going to be where I think use a combination of digging into sources, digging into building out your tree, as well as a little bit of DNA. But really, truly, and somebody started. So thank you, Vanessa, for starting it. I love this answer. This answer is from Oliver from the Germany Project. I love Oliver. Oliver always gives really great insight. And he says, I am in the same position as my literary hero, Professor Tolkien. I gladly reproduce his reply of the year 1938 to a prospective German publisher of The Hobbit, asking about his ethnic origin. And if I am to understand that you are inquiring whether I am of Jewish origin, I can only reply that I regret I appear to have no ancestors of that gifted people. I have been accustomed to regard my German name with pride, continue to do so throughout the period of the late regrettable war in which I served in the English army. I cannot, however, forbear to comment that if impertinent and irrelevant inquiries of this sort are to become the rule in matters of literature, then the time is not far distant when a German name will no longer be a source of pride. But he said, by the way, Oliver's respect goes towards his essays. So it's kind of interesting what he's trying to point out. I think, in a kind of a roundabout way, the way I take is that sometimes, your ethnicity that is discussed is not really who you are.
Mhm.
as well, and look at individuals and celebrate your roots,
Mhm.
whatever they may be. So I thought that was really, really an interesting comment that I never know from
Yeah.
the author of the Hobbit. And just real quick, since we are talking about Jewish roots, I
Sure.
wanted to point out the Jewish Roots Project. It's a full-fledged project that, as I mentioned, Elaine, um, PLs, as well as Bob. And Bob is, wait for it, an Appalachian. And usually, and I will say, both Elaine and Bob are members of our project as well. But the other thing that Elaine asked me to mention very quickly, if I could,
Go right ahead. Yeah.
the Jewish Project Notables. She is in need for anybody who is interested in Jewish roots, has Jewish roots, loves working on notables. She is in need of work done on the Jewish notables, adding, connecting, especially connecting. And if you are able, then she invites you to help out with the notables, join the project, even if you don't have Jewish roots, but you just have a love for the research or the people. She welcomes anybody and all. So I think it's important to mention that just because you don't have particular roots of one certain project on WikiTree does not mean you cannot join. You can still join.
Sure.
And she's also doing the Auschwitz initiative as well. That's the Holocaust Project, but it's in combination with Jewish roots. And you can't talk about Jewish roots without kind of talking about Auschwitz. And she's trying to get every person who did not make it, I think also those who did, from Auschwitz in WikiTree before the middle of July, or excuse me, January, before the middle of January.
Wow.
So it's a big initiative, and if people do 5 profiles a day, we could do it.
Like every single WikiTree has to do 5 profiles a day?
She said 1,000
Oh.
WikiTreeers
okay.
a day. I think it's come down to 5. It was 19 a day. Now I think it's come down to 5, but feel free to do 19. It is a huge initiative, and it's so worthy for Jewish roots, as we're talking about Jewish roots. So that is the question of the week.
Great. Wow. Thank you for that, Sandy. That's great. So if we move into the profiles of the week, the profiles of the week connected to our connection checkers game, just zoom in here, is all about fitness, because we lost a fitness guru recently, of course, Richard Simmons. But if you check this out, you can see, to play the connections checkers game, figure out which one of these is your closest. And right before we went live, Sandy and Vicki and I were talking about it, and where's my list here? It was right close by. There it is.
We were quite surprised.
Yeah, Arnold. I'm the closest to Arnold.
Arnold. Hasta la vista.
Yes. I'll be back.
Yeah.
And then this, I'm tied for Arnold, though, is a Canadian. So, that's kind of cool. And then, so I go from 20 degrees to 32 degrees. And what about you two?
I'm 19 degrees away
from Arnold.
I'm 18 from Arnold, but Richard Simmons is my closest at 16. But I'm finding on connection checkers, Miss Welch is pretty popular for the connection, Raquel Welch.
She is, eh? Okay, that's interesting. Well, I looked at the connection between me and Arnold, and what I noticed was that the line we went through right about here, Norman Robb, that connection, one of these connections here is one of the ones that I have added to from a previous connections checkers contest. I needed to add, I needed to tweak a few things and add someone in the middle. Yeah. And thanks to that, I am the 20 degrees from Arnold. I don't think if we'd done this in January, I wouldn't have been that close. So another good reason to do connection checkers.
Which person did you add?
Well,
is it there?
I thought it was Hilda, but it doesn't look like I was the creator of that profile. But it's one of the ones in this vicinity, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because it was definitely from the Rob family that I added more people. So somehow through here, I'm pretty sure that was how I got closer. So I thought that was cool. So anyways, so we're talking about Richard Simmons, and we're talking about exercise, and which is perfect, of course, for this weekend because it was the opening weekend for the Paris Olympics, the 2024 Summer Olympics. And I thought that we also, as you know, we have the Wiki Games, our own sort of mini Olympics coming up at the end of August, 2 weekends in a row, 4 events, and it's not too late. You can sign up for the Wiki Games. Azure already put the link in the chat, and it's also connected, I believe, in the description for the YouTube video. So if you're watching after the fact, then just click on that little more button, and you'll get all the links, including how to sign up, because we've opened up registration again for. Of course, he says the term. We've opened up registration again for Wiki Games for the next week. So I think it'll stay open until next, I think Friday. Did we decide, Azure? Hopefully it'll be mentioned in the Wednesday newsletter, and anyone who hasn't signed up will sign up by then. So it's not too late. Join us for the Wiki Games, and so we are going to do some exercises this morning, everyone here. So everyone who's at their computer, get ready to do some exercise. And of course, the very first important thing we do before any exercises is you have to stretch. You don't want to pull a muscle. So we're just going to start with some morning stretches. So need you to stretch out.
So everybody that's in bed, guess what? Get out of bed.
Yeah, that's right.
This will be fun.
Make a nice little diagonal. There we go. Stretch. Everyone's stretching. Are you guys stretching in the chat? Stretching properly.
We're being contortionist in the chat,
will they?
You can yawn.
I like this. Thank
Give
you.
yourself a nice big hug.
Stretch to the like button.
I like this one.
Stretch to the like button. There we go. Yeah, stretch to the like button.
Creative exercises.
To the like button?
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so we've done enough set. Okay, so
This was nice.
that's exercise number 1. Okay, we will get to others. Oh no.
There you go, Greg. Juice said that felt good.
That felt good?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, well,
oh no, Greg, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it gets worse, tree climber. Okay, here we are. So let's look at some of these profiles, shall we? Milton Teagle Simmons. Anyone know that Richard's first name was actually Milton?
No.
No. Yes, he was born in New Orleans, or how do you pronounce it?
Nolans. It depends if we have red beans, rice in our hand or not.
Oh, really?
Okay.
So yeah, he was born in Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana, 1948, 12th of July. Look at this. He died one day after his birthday. Did you know that?
Was there some conspiracy theory years ago that he had really died, but he hadn't? I thought there was. Well, so I was kind of surprised he passed away recently.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he left public life in the early 2000s. So he hasn't been around for a while. But I mean, he's been around, but he just hasn't been out in public very much. So yeah, passed one day after his 76th birthday in LA, Los Angeles. American fitness, of course, instructor, author, actor, very flamboyant, very famous. Sweating to the Oldies, of course, is the workout video series that he's most famous for. And of course, high energy, motivational speaker, motivational person in his videos. Yeah. It was 2014, so 10 years ago, he withdrew from public life. But he died of natural causes at his home in LA.
I've not known him to ever not be extremely happy.
Yeah, he's always been, he's always portrayed that happy demeanor and stuff. So good for him. Nice. And so I was looking at his ancestors, and we've got a good start to it. On his paternal side, we have back to 1803 there. And those are all through the U.S. It doesn't seem to go back before that. Oh, Virginia. So does that mean he's Appalachian? Possibly?
Could be.
And then on his mother's side, it's through the Russian Empire. Washotinsky and Edelman. So, and that's in 1880. Both of those are both of his grandparents, his maternal grandparents, born in 1886. I'm wondering, are there records that predate that, or is that sort of a brick wall at this point?
I bet you some WikiTree or can increase his CC7 and get that done probably today. Hint, hint, hint.
Okay. That sounds like a good challenge.
Yeah.
Sandy's laid down a challenge for someone. Okay.
This is just the first profile.
Moving on to the next one, Billy Blanks. Now, I must admit, I'd never heard of Billy Blanks before, but he is an American fitness personality, a martial artist.
Yes, actor. Extremely motivational.
Oh, have you seen him?
Extreme.
A creator of the Taibo exercise program. Again, I hadn't heard of that before, but he, as a youth, he did karate to help overcome learning and physical disabilities, and he won many championships. Went on to captain the U.S. karate team and won 36 gold medals.
Wow,
that's impressive. Athlete of the Year prior to 1976 in the USA Karate Federation. And then he developed in the 80s the Taibo workout, which is a combination of martial arts and boxing, apparently. Paula Abdul was one of his clients. I thought that's kind of cool. And then his first marriage ended in divorce, but his second marriage lasted his first marriage lasted 33 years, sorry. And then eventually he moved to Japan for a bit. Came back to Los Angeles. So you've heard of him before, Sandy?
Yeah, and what's interesting about this is you mentioned that he was always on TV selling his program all the time. So I know this from American TV, and I'm fascinated that she's bringing this up based, I assume, on her country's TV. What about you, Vicki? Did you see his commercial? Isn't that interesting? Those worldwide.
Yeah. The name didn't ring a bell, but when I read Taibo, and then I remember, we saw that in Chile. Not the last guy. I'm sorry, I didn't know him.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I've never been. True confession here, I've never been one for exercising, so it may have been on TV and I just totally missed it. So
I've never been one for exercise tapes. I wonder how many people have bought well, gosh, let's date ourselves. What were they, VHS tapes?
Yeah, exactly. The next one is John Boyd Dunlop from Scotland. Interesting. He was born in Scotland, but he died in Ireland. Interesting. Born 5th February 1840 in Dreghorn, in Ayrshire, Scotland. Died at the age of 81 in Dublin, Ireland, Scotland. Born in Scotland, died in Dublin, Ireland. He was a veterinary surgeon. Invented the first practical pneumatic tires for bicycles. So without those, bicycles would be much clunkier to ride around. And then he married in where was it? In 1871 in Belfast, and then had children there. So a nice short profile. Interesting that so creating the pneumatic tire company in Aurelia, the city closest to the farm where I grew up, the bicycle store was called the Dunlop Bicycle Store. And I'm wondering if that was just because the owners were actual Dunlops, or if it was named after Dunlop because of the tires.
Interesting. And then there's Dunlop tires for cars.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought it was going to be related to the tennis balls and rackets.
Oh, are they called Dunlop?
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I wonder if there is a connection there.
Maybe.
I'm sure one of our WikiTreeers will investigate to see if those are connected at all somehow. But before we get on to our next profile, I think it's time for another set of exercises. So Okay, so we're going to do finger flexes because for the wiki games, you're going to be doing lots of typing. So we got to get those fingers
going.
So
from left to right, left to right.
Yeah, play the piano. That would be perfect. Oh, great. Do you do this, Frank?
Well,
before you play the piano, do you do
this? Yeah, that's right. For playing piano, the organ, there we go. Yeah. Now, the organ, there's a keyboard for your feet too, so I can practice my feet. But I'm not going to move the camera down there. You can just pretend my feet are moving back and forth. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Now, I guess, as Vicki was saying, if this is your type of typing, or if you're doing on your phone.
No,
if you're doing on your phone.
I was talking about the mouse. We will click.
Oh yeah, finger.
Yeah. Ding. Or if you're a lefty,
move your mouse. Move your mouse. There we go. Okay, everyone's fingers nice and flexible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
Ready to move on to the next profile. Okay, François-Henri Lalande. Though he was born in San Francisco, so he might have just gone by Jack Lalande. But what a lovely name, François-Henri Lalande. Why wouldn't you call it yourself that?
I know.
I mean, maybe he did. It doesn't say whether he spoke French growing up, but he is an American fitness and lifestyle expert, television star, inventor, and another motivational speaker. A lot of motivational speakers here in this set of profiles.
An inventor too.
What's that?
An inventor too.
An inventor.
Just like the Dunlop guy.
That's right, Dunlop. Yeah, very cool. Born in 1914, attended Berkeley High School, star quarterback, and looking at him, that's not a surprise. He looks like he's a star quarterback. Part of the Yellow Jackets football team. Was also a wrestler. Participated in the American Amateur Federation Far Western Wrestling Championship in '34. Passed away 2011. So he was 96.
Wow. So exercise works.
Exercise works. Look at that.
He's extremely popular with Hollywood people.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know him.
I didn't know him either. And it was his, I was getting the profiles. It was his, he was the one who was married twice, and his second wife, that marriage lasted for over 50 years. So that's impressive. Interesting. They had 3 children, a daughter from his first marriage, a son from his second wife's first marriage, and a son from his second wife's first marriage, and then a son from their marriage together. So his, hers, and theirs. Very truly mixed or blended family there. But there was a sad note that there was another daughter from his wife's first marriage who died in a car accident when she was only 21. That is sad. But there's a publicity photo. This was taken in 1961, apparently.
Wow.
Doing some stretches. He looks better doing stretches than I do. So, and if we look at his ancestors, they are all de la France, from France. Jean-François Salieu and Jean Lalande on his paternal side, and then Garreg and Lasserre on the maternal side, all going back to, looks like the Pyrenees area of France.
So the France project needs to help us out.
Yeah, that's right. And there are some good French records that go further back than 1880s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been releasing the censuses of various départements throughout France. I know My Heritage has been publishing those, and I suspect they are on Family Search, though I don't know for sure. But yeah, so some of those are becoming more and more accessible. So
that's a great tip.
Yeah. So yeah, I should check that out. And there was a bunch of records from the Napoleonic War, military records. So if you have ancestors who actually fought in the Napoleonic War, some of those military records are now available. So those are something that would be interesting to look into. I haven't made any of those types of connections with my French Canadian ones because most of my French Canadians came over before the Napoleonic War. So yeah, so I missed the boat, so to speak.
You know, I have 3 ancestors that fought in the Napoleonic War.
Oh,
that's cool.
And as a matter of fact, I just realized one of my great grandfather was part of the personal guard of Joseph Bonaparte.
really?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And his brother, also my great grandfather, who was the president of Chile, he was friends with Napoleon Bonaparte III.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I'm really connected to that war.
Wow.
So you have to research, see what records are there, and let us know, because I am curious.
Yes. I have a lot of records.
I bet you can find a lot of stories.
So do you have the military records for those people or not yet?
I ordered some from Spain.
Okay.
And I got them from another of my great grandfathers, one that came from Ireland.
Oh.
So one from Ireland fighting for the Spanish, then two Chilean fighting for the Spanish, and one of the Chilean ones, changed the band, and then he fought for the French.
Oh.
So interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have the regimental records.
That's cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Very cool. Okay. Next one, we have Per Henrik Ling from Sweden. Born in 1776, Södra Ljunga, Kronenberg County, Sweden. Passed away at age 62. Died in 1839 in Alnund, Stockholm, Sweden. He was the founder of Gymnastics Central Institute and the father of Swedish gymnastics. I'm not sure how that differs from Danish gymnastics or Finnish gymnastics. But, there we go. His parents were listed as the Kirkeherden Magister Lars Peter Ling and Hedvig Maria Molin. He was baptized the next day. Interesting. In the margin, someone wrote, the poet and the gymnast.
Oh.
So that's interesting. So not only was he a gymnast, he was also known as a poet somehow. They lived at the rectory, and then he became a student, went to the Vaxio Gymnasium in 1790, went to the Lund University, became an office clerk, and took a theology degree, and then was enrolled in university there. And then became the director of the Royal Gymnastics Central Institute in Stockholm, His Excellency Herr Peter Henrik Ling.
Wow.
Very cool, eh? So there's a neat portrait of him there, and then
the pictures are great.
Yeah, love that, eh? Very neat.
Now him,
maybe in Swedish
connection to him. So that's kind of cool. So we have at least one WikiTree who has a DNA connection.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
very neat. Next we have Davina McCall, member of the British Empire. Longtime television presenter, best known for television series Big Brother and Long Lost Family. And up until this past year, I wouldn't have known of her name at all. But she appeared in an episode of Doctor Who, the Christmas.
Oh, of course,
that's funny.
So as soon as I read this, is this the same Davina McCall who was on Doctor Who? And apparently it is.
Oh.
Yes, because.
Can we have another picture? We could see her face.
Let's go to her Wikipedia page and see if we can see her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's the same picture, just.
Yeah.
It's not very clear.
No, okay. It'd be nice if we could get a headshot, like a straight on.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, no. Well.
Doesn't look like it.
Now, how is she related to fitness?
She is related to fitness because she created a series of women's workout videos.
Oh, okay.
Apparently. Now, the biography doesn't actually say that here. Her mother's French and her father is a graphic designer. Is English. Great-great-granddaughter of the precinct of police, Célestin Aignan. So that's on the French side. And then also on her father's side, that James Thomas Better, a stonemason. Appointed the member in 2023 for services to broadcasting, but doesn't say anything here. But in the write-up at the beginning here, it said that Davina was a creator of women's workout videos and health books. So someone should include that. Someone should add that into the profile. So
so Chris says she's on Doctor Who twice. Really?
Mm-hmm.
She was on Doctor. Well, she was in the Christmas special, and then I guess she must have appeared later.
Yeah, they got the Christmas
special.
He
said it was 2005. Oh, I wonder what she did there. Again, she appeared as herself because in the Christmas special, the Doctor's companion was adopted, and she was looking for her family. So she appeared on her show, The Long Lost Family. She was interviewed by Davina McCall. So
really cool.
Yeah. So it morphed right into. Now,
so she was on Doctor Who, but brought her show because she was looking for an answer for her. That's
right.
That's a great writing. That's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. Now she was almost killed by a creature on Doctor Who, but she survived, so it's all okay.
good. And lives today, as a matter of fact. She's a living notable.
That's right.
That's what they call a crossover. When they
crossover, yeah, that's right.
They connect shows, right?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Well, let's do another exercise before we go on to the next one. And this one is the neck rolls. So just roll your neck. So this is really important. If you have multiple monitors set up, you need to be able to roll your neck from the monitor over here.
That does feel good.
Over there. And if you have multiple screens stacked,
that I don't have.
You have to go up and down, up and down.
I'm not quite sure how people do the multiple up and down. I know.
Yeah, I don't
screens.
know.
I mean, I've seen them this way. Yeah, than that one.
Now, do you have, if you have one of those wide monitors that can rotate, so that you can sort of put it in portrait, that would be really nice for those long profiles that you work on.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I can't rotate any of mine.
I don't know if it'd be nice for my pocketbook, but
that's great. Yeah. Okay.
But it sounds cool.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone's neck feeling good?
Yeah. Okay.
Shoulder rolls.
We'll need to warm up our jaws too for the
for snacking. Yes, that's good. I haven't included that. Okay, let's move along. Robert Tate McKenzie, a Canadian, born in Lanark County in 1867. Oh, he was born just before Confederation. Canada officially became a country July 1st in 1867. And he was born just before that. Cool. So technically,
that's what's good. Okay.
It's not Ontario, Canada. If in 26th of May, 1867, it would be Ramsay, Lanark County, Canada West.
Canada West. Okay.
Yeah. Or you could call it Upper Canada, but they called it Canada West then. It was both technically Canada West for Ontario, Canada East for Quebec, but Quebecers still kept the word Bas-Canada, which is Lower Canada, which it was before, I think it was 1837 or so. They changed from Upper Canada and Lower Canada to Canada East, Canada West. The Ontarians adopted the Canada West moniker, but most Quebecers still refer to it as Bas-Canada as opposed to Canada Est.
So what would Toronto do? I know it's off topic, but what would Toronto be?
So Toronto would be Canada West. Yeah, it'd be
Canada West. It feels so east to me.
Oh, well, if you think of the border is really like the Ottawa River.
Okay.
So west of that or east of that. Anyway.
Oh, this is funny. So, Greg, we do have a question about your exercises.
Oh. Well, she's not here, so she can't stop me.
We'll have to find out next week.
We will find out, I'm sure. So he was noted. He was a physical fitness pioneer and a sculptor. So all these fitness people have some other interesting sideline to them. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I love that sticker too. The Olympics.
Yes, look at that. He won a bronze medal.
It looks great.
He was also a physician, pioneered physical fitness and programs in Canada, and during World War I, methods for rehabilitating injured soldiers. So that's very important.
Wow.
He got a bronze medal in 1932 for a sculpture titled "The Shield of the Athletes." So I didn't know they gave out medals for sculpture or artistic purposes, but I guess they did. Let's see where does that Olympic art medals? Where does that take us?
Interesting. Learn something.
Olympic arts competitions. Look at that. Let me zoom in. Did you know that there was Olympic art competitions?
No idea.
Oh, what's the last year that the medal shows being given?
It says 48.
48.
48. Sculpture. There we go. Canada. Robert Tate McKenzie. 3rd place, bronze medal. Shield of the Athletes. Cool.
That is cool.
Okay.
Did not know.
What's the 3-letter code for Chile? Is it CHI?
I don't know. CHI, I guess, and because China has CHN, I guess, or maybe
I don't see any Chilean records or winners.
Oh.
But I'm guessing there must be USA. Yeah, there we go. You got a silver medal in 1932 for the design of the Payne Whitney, whatever that is.
Yeah. Where are these art sculptures, I wonder?
That's an interesting question.
Are they in their host country or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, that gives me something to rabbit hole this
afternoon.
Isn't
that interesting? Yeah. Okay. Well, you learned something new.
Yeah.
There we go. Moving on. Let's get physical.
There we go.
Okay. We can't sing anymore, or else we'll get taken down. Not that anyone would recognize the song from that little snippet. Olivia Newton-John, daughter of the British Empire. That's one I think many people know. Dame Olivia Newton-John, even born in Cambridgeshire, England, and passed away in 2022. Wow, it's been 2 years already.
Yeah.
In Santa Barbara, California, in August. So the anniversary of her death is coming up soon. Managed by the Australian Project, because even though she was born in England, yet she spent a lot of her time in Australia and is claimed as an Australian. So here we go. Of course, singer, songwriter, activist, she never hesitated to describe herself as Australian. There you go. 4-time Grammy winner. Best known for her role in Grease as Sandy. But she fits here because of the Let's Get Physical aerobics videos series. So
I feel like she kind of started the celebrity videos and everything. She had a great career singing, but I think she probably made more money off those videos than anything else.
You know, the one person who's not featured in this list, who I think is the one who I think of first in terms of videos, is Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
And the Jane Fonda workouts.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and I meant to pull
and
her
Raquel
up.
Welch? Raquel Welch was doing videos before or after Olivia?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I think Jane might have been first.
Yeah,
Because what I'm thinking of is looking at their outfits and trying to historically predict
the one piece
that.
stretch. Yes. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Next we have our another Canadian, William Andrew Robert Orban, born in 1922 in Saskatchewan, Regina, Saskatchewan, in April, and passed away 18th of October 2003 at the age of 81 in Ottawa. He is known for, he was a physical fitness pioneer, and he developed a program called the 5BX program, exercise program in the 50s. And the 5BX program, so he also played for two Canadian football teams, the Saskatchewan Roughriders and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So if you grew up in Canada, those names would be familiar to you. Many of you in the States and Chile probably have never heard of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers or the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
No, but if you want to talk hockey, I'm with you. But no, we're talking. You said football, so we're talking soccer.
No, we're talking football.
Okay.
Football, like American football.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, the Canadian Football League is a much smaller version of the National Football League, and I'm sure they paid their players much less. But we had some really good players, and some Canadian football players did go over to the States, whose names I don't know, but I know other people do, and maybe someone in our chat can put some of those down. But anyways, so he did a 5BX booklet, and I found a link to it. So I actually edited this profile and made that a link. So you can go, if you go to his profile and click on that, you can look at it. But here, let me show you. Here it is. Now, does that not look like a 1950s?
Wow.
Yeah.
Publication?
It does. The font, the design, it's cool.
It's so 50s. It's just great.
Oh no. I see a spider there.
A spider.
Yeah. I imagine a spider.
Where's the spider? Oh, it just looks like a... Oh, okay. Yeah. It's a person doing exercise.
Yeah.
It's from the Royal Canadian Air Force. So this is a exercise program that he put together. And where does it say here? This exercise requires only 11 minutes a day. You can do that. You can keep fit by doing these exercises. There's 5 exercises. You just have to do 5 exercises, 11 minutes a day. You can be done in your bedroom or beside your bed in the barracks.
Oh, okay.
In the barracks. Okay.
Yeah. And anyways, there's a bunch of caution before you start and who it's for and whatnot. And then it gets down into, it even goes to walking is the best exercise. Look at that. Charts and graphs.
Wow.
Isn't that great? And then it goes into the details. So here is chart 1, exercise 1, exercise 2, 3, 4, and 5. See, that looks doable.
Yeah, it looks doable.
Yeah, and then it moves up, and it makes it a little challenge depending on your rating scale. It makes them a little more challenging. So instead of just lying prone, you're doing sit-ups, right? And this you're holding back. I don't know if that's not quite planks. I
think they call it the Superman or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And look at this guy, woo, twirling around there at the end.
Wow.
So if you want an exercise program that only takes 11 minutes a day, check out this profile. And
wow.
I don't think I'm going to get to that level. I'm looking at that bottom picture, and I don't think I'm going to get to that level.
Look at 5. Exercise 5.
Yes, I don't think I'm going to get that level.
Okay.
No.
So before we go on to the next one, maybe we should do one more. We should do another routine. So this is the stand-up routine.
This
is the routine you do when your fitness watch says you've been sitting for an hour and it's time to stand up and move. Okay. So now this might be a little tricky on. So stand up.
This is the hardest one.
Stand up, and not only stand up, but shake your wrist so that you fool your fitness watch into thinking that you've been moving around.
I am fooling.
You do like walking,
or yes, if you do that, that's good. There we go.
There we go.
Get some exercise. Get a little blood flowing. You're in a cold room. Anyways,
yeah.
Okay. As soon as your watch dings, then you can
sit back down. And WikiTree.
And then you can WikiTree for another hour or another 59 minutes until it dings again. It says it's time to move. Okay, exercising with WikiTree.
Yeah, I love that.
That's great.
I'm telling you, for the fun, Greg, you should do this.
I should do this.
And the first one every day. Everybody exercise. Rise and shine. Dawn. Exercise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the heart going. And
okay. I'll be back. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I like this. My Fitbit knows better.
Oh, Amanda.
It knows when you try to fake it.
I can fool my watch sometimes, but of course, sometimes the shaking it drives my wife crazy. Why are you doing that? Just walk around.
And exercising.
Yeah, that's right. Don't try to fool it. Actually move. There's a reason for it. Tell
See,
you.
But I would think if you're coding, you're right in the zone.
Well, that's exactly it. I don't want to get up and lose my concentration. So true. Arnie, of course, born in the 40s, still alive. So a bunch of this is fairly scant in terms of details. Because he was the governor of California, we have this nice succession banner here. who was before him Gray Davis and after him Jerry Brown. I didn't realize that he was governor for 8 years, though. That's quite a run. So that's very cool. Austrian, of course, he was born Austrian and a famous American actor, businessman, filemaker, politician, bodybuilder, of course, and many movies. Of course, The Terminator being, one of the most famous. And of course, he's known for being a bodybuilding champion and also a member of some governmental fitness, physical fitness and sports councils.
I think the president at the time made him in charge of the council, the fitness council. I think that's what that is. But he, everybody knows him from the movies and things. But he was hardcore serious about health and fitness way before then, and had books and taught. I know, like somebody said, he was the youngest person to win Mr. Universe at age 20.
Oh wow, yeah, Mr. Universe, yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. He should have a succession box for Mr. Olympia.
Oh, that's an excellent idea.
I never thought about that. That's a really cool idea.
That is a super idea. Ooh. Okay. Do we have a sports project or?
David Randall with Notables does. He has a sports Notables.
Ah. Okay. That's an excellent idea. Who suggested that? Was that Yoke?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Someone write that down. That's an excellent idea. I like that.
Or we can nominate her to help us out with that. You can start with Arnold.
Yeah, go ahead. That would be cool. Yeah. And of course, for more details, you can check out the WikiTree article. Okay, God, that's funny. Anyways, let's move on to Suzanne Summers. Suzanne Marie Mahoney, daughter of Francis Stanislaus Mahoney and Marion Elizabeth Turner. Born in 1946 in San Bruno, San Mateo County, California. Passed away last year, 15th of October 2023, at the age of 76 in Palm Springs. American actress, of course, author, singer, businesswoman. Three's Company is, of course, where I first met her. You know what I mean?
Me too. Me too. I watched that.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat.
I watched that show. Yeah. I didn't know she passed away.
Yeah, just last year she did. And then I don't know this other show, Step by Step, but she paired as Carol Foster Lambert on that. Do you know that show, Sandy?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I think I knew the show.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like a 90s show.
Okay.
Step by Step, yeah.
She was a model, of course, in the late 60s and early 70s. And then she moved to LA to pursue acting. And then met and married her second husband, Alan Hamill, after working with him on the TV game show, The Anniversary Show. Mm-hmm. That's kind of funny. You're working on a show called The Anniversary Show, and then you marry the person.
So the person.
So you create your own anniversary. You celebrate your own anniversary on The Anniversary Show. That's kind of meta.
It's funny because they talk about, a lot, but they don't talk too much about what she's truly known for, and that fitness equipment that was a big crave, the Thigh Master.
Yeah, the Thigh Master. That's her Thigh Master toning system. Yeah, and that's what got her into this category here. Just looking a quick look at her ancestry there. Irish roots on the father's side, and on the maternal side, it looks like we haven't got. Oh, there's some Ireland. So we're getting over the Ireland.
Well, I guess John is Irish John today. Irish John, you want to take up the challenge of increasing her CC7?
Yeah, that'd be cool. But you're right, no mention of the Thigh Master in her profile at all.
I mean, that is, when I think of Suzanne Summers, it's now to the point where I think of that before I think of Three's Company.
Really?
And I'm like you, I met her on Three's Company. That's how I know her
right.
from. But,
interesting.
And she was ditzy on Three's Company, but she is not in real life.
Not in real life.
She's a brilliant entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our last profile of the week is Jo Raquel Tejada Welch.
Jo.
Yeah, who knew? Her first name was Jo. American actress, international sex symbol. Began her career in 1966 when she got a contract with 20th Century Fox. appeared in nearly 40 major films. Her breakout role was lead in 1 Million Years BC in 1966. She later starred in Bedazzled, Bandolier, and different productions as Women of the Year, Victor Victoria. Did lots of acting, but of course her film career and her modeling, very famous for. And because she's included here because she developed a total beauty and fitness program, which I don't think they actually talk about in the profile itself. So, but of course, very famous. Born in 1940 in Chicago, and then passed away again just last year, February 2023, the age of 82 in LA. So that brings us to our last exercise, and when you're all done your exercises, you should always do a mindful meditation to unwind and relax. So I want you to stretch your arms out wide and then put them above you and grasp them together so you've got a nice triangle like the Eiffel Tower. Meditate and think of yourself as Celine Dion at the top of the Eiffel Tower singing the closing song from Edith Piaf for the Summer Olympics.
If only I could sing. I can stretch, I can't sing.
And when you have brought that to a close, we are done the profiles of the week, and you're done your WikiTree exercises.
And you take a bow.
There we go. Okay,
yeah, great. So great. So now, do you want to see the photos of the month? Yeah. So we have military policemen. Sandy, you weren't here when we showed your father.
I was, but I was, but the Yorkies had to go like a minute or two before you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The screeching was clear that they needed to walk.
Oh.
But I thank you for showing them. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I tried to make honor to him.
You did.
We didn't have any pictures to show after the Connectathon. I guess everyone forgot about this. So I uploaded one photo. You know, I asked, I don't know, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I asked for tips to identify people, or I don't know, an age from a picture. And you guys gave a lot of tips. I got no result from that, but I narrowed the ID of this photo. I narrow it down to this person. You know, I had a set of photos from my great grandfather, and they had notes, and this just had a note of cousin. So I didn't know what cousin, but I narrowed it down to Friedrich Klaus Heinrich Borchers. And he was born in 1895 in Itzehoe, and I'm sorry, I'll pronounce this as I can. Schleswig-Holstein, Germany. I know you, Greg, do it much better than me.
No, you did a great job there. Yeah.
No, I heard you pronouncing the same state. So if you know anything about this kind of uniform, or what age could it be, I guess it's from the First War, the Great War. So if you know anything about, I don't know, the range or the kind of army, please tell me anything you can say about this picture.
Well, I know you've got
appreciate it.
You got a couple Germany project members in the chat. Maybe they will help you out today.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Maybe the hat will say something.
Right.
I know we have some experts about army and stuff. He was always smoking.
There's no insignia like the identifying, like the style. The style is pretty unique, I would say, but
yes, I have 2 other pictures, then I could share more. So this would be the last photo of the month for this category. And then about celebrate your ancestors with a connection to July. We don't have any other ancestors, but I was going to share a tip for this week that came from the profile makeover challenge. And then I realized that this profile that I wanted to show you, he was born in July. So it's perfect for both categories. We have a 2 for 1.
Hand in one.
So, and so this profile I wanted to share because the author of this profile was Lin Yang, and Lin said she approached this profile as a contextual research. Are you familiar with that concept?
No.
No?
Sandy is, but I'm not.
Research. Yeah, you are? Okay. I never heard of it, but it seems to me a good way to approach to a bio when you don't know a person. So if you read, please, Sandy, would you do the honor of reading the first paragraph?
What is the
can you I'm sorry, no.
What is the ID?
Maybe you said it is.
I can read it if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
Weekly 380.
Weekly.
WEEK.
That is
WEEKLEY.
LEY.
-380.
Because if you read the first paragraph, you see what I'm talking about with contextual research.
A spirit of progressivism was flourishing in Ohio when Paul Burton Weekly, son of John James Weekly and Maud Baskey, was born on 17th July 1901 in Rock Rapids, Lyon County, Iowa, in the United States. Less than 2 months later, on September 6, President William McKinley was shot twice by an anarchist while at the Pan American Exposition in New York. Secret Service agents, as well as members of the public, subdued the shooter and began beating him on the spot. McKinley ordered them to stop and was then rushed to the hospital. He seemed to be recovering, but developed gangrene and succumbed to his injuries 8 days later. And his vice president, Theodore Roosevelt, succeeded him. It was already the 3rd time a U.S. president had been assassinated. And I think what the conceptual part was when they don't have a lot of details about the person, they share details about his time frame in his area. And it's a really great way to get people involved in writing biographies, because sometimes we think, especially for the Remember the Children, the littles, we don't have the information. So I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah, it's a great tip, and this can be easily done with artificial intelligence. You can ask for some facts or a timeline for your bio, and just have a little context for the life of this person, and then you can mix that with your sources. For instance, there it is. Sometime after the 1905 Iowa State Census, and she talks about the census. She talks about you can mix the sources and the history of the place where the people was born. So it's a great concept. I hadn't used it, but I like the way you can create a great bio without knowing anything about this person.
And that's
and
really
this is a great work.
Yeah.
Look at all these sources.
Ooh.
It's like 80 sources.
Oh, wow. My goodness.
more than 80. So that was the tip of the week and the profile of the month.
That worked out well.
Yeah. Great. Super.
And I'm still in the studio. I didn't
Yes, you didn't disconnect.
Hey, awesome.
The last time that happened.
Well, do you want to go over the social media of the week?
Sure, that'd be great.
Yeah,
okay. So the social media of the week. Now we know that this week Jewish Roots was the question of the week. I don't know if everybody had a chance. We talked about the LiveCast from last week as well. If you haven't seen David's global presentation, that was last week as well. I just mentioned again Elaine's Auschwitz initiative. So if you go to this page, you can find everything, including Julie's Friday night date night that happens and member of the week and Saturday roundup. But what's going on this coming week? That was last week. So what's going on this coming week? You got to watch the page and watch GGG to kind of find out what's going on. So we know that the cemetery of the week is from Campbelltown, New South Wales.
Mm-hmm.
New South Wales. And then the question of the week, we don't know yet, but we will know coming up on Monday. And then Max will be back to talk about it next Saturday as well. The Curry one name study, do not know the one place study yet, or the Hollywood Walk of Fame. If anybody has somebody that was on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and want to send me a message on who you'd like to see, let me know, because I still have to do that this week. But I wanted to bring up the Olympics project, because Greg's talking about exercise in the Olympics. This is a really big deal that I believe David Randall is leading up. And what's cool about this, he went to every project on WikiTree, the ones that made sense. I don't think he went to the template group or something like that, but he went to every project to ask them what Olympians they would like to have in this challenge. And so I believe every project that makes sense for it has been added. And he created a table. It's really cool. David does really good tables.
Yeah.
He talks about it. So definitely check that out, as well as sign up for the Wiki Games, because they kind of go hand in hand a little bit. And then we've got 2 bingos coming up this week. And the historical notables bingo, that's in the evening. David never lets me kind of give you guys who it is going to be, but I'll give you the biggest hint I can think of. You are deputized with a 10 star. So that's about the biggest clue I can give you. And then the new bingo spaces, where we have you, the WikiTreeers out there that have fantastic space pages, come on and talk about them. And this week, I have a very special guest that is a relative of mine that we'll be talking about football. So that's why I thought it was interesting. You're talking about Canadian football, talking about something specific about football. So you'll have to watch that. And then the roundup. And then we've got the roundup next Saturday. So share, you notice that it says links. If you guys are on any type of social media and you happen to see something posted from Wikipedia, or excuse me, from WikiTree, thank you, Azure, for doing all that. Then just don't look at it. Click like, click the little button and share it. Boost it. Watch it.
And you missed the photos? 52 ancestors?
The 52 ancestors.
Yeah. I know what the next one will be. It's going to be dressed for the time.
Ooh, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can start thinking about what photos to share.
That'll be really fun.
Excellent.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you for joining me this morning, Sandy and Vicki.
Thank you. Thank you, Max.
Thank you.
Thank you, Max.
Thank you, Max. I did have the blueberry biscuits, and so we have.
Oh, nice. Well, see you soon.
Yeah, everyone have a great day.
Have a great weekend.
And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.